Went the other way.
What about 12 months ago, after the Celtics championship? Boston Celtics 18 championship could be the beginning of the NBA's next dynasty. And it's not just,
it's looking pretty
what people call the TV hot takers doing it. It's, I don't know if this person is in the NBA Hall of Fame, Brew, but if he's not, he should be.
He is.
He is? Okay, good. The legendary David Aldridge.
Yes.
Caught the fever himself. Hard to think of a team whose runway could be as long as OKC's. SGA's 26, Holmgren's 23, J-Dub 24, Hartenstein 27, Dort 26, Wallace 21, 8 billion first. Who in the West will be doing, will be rising like in the next 2-3 years? San Antonio, Houston, who else? You're right, it is hard to think of a team whose runway could be as long as a team whose stars are 26, 23, and 24, run by Sam Presti. Except for a team whose stars were 22, 22, and 23, run by Sam Presti, which was the Thunder the last time they got to the finals. They've won one finals game since then. That finals. That's it. And so here's all I would caution. I think the Thunder are set up great. I think those picks are actually, when you really dive into them, a touch overrated because it's the Rockets pick down the road. It's the Clippers pick next year. It's a couple Nuggets picks while they still have Joker.
But they don't need.
No, right. But it's not going to be like, oh, we're going to get the next great player, but you're going to be able to replenish the store. I get that. But every year that the team wins their first championship, we all seem to feel like they're going to win all the championships. And in part, that's because that's how the NBA used to work. Yeah. I don't know that that's how the NBA works anymore. And I see that train coming down the tracks already with OKC.
Look, it's a fair take. There's no doubt you got a fair take because you're right. People were probably more excited about the Celtics a year ago than they are about the Thunder. That said, Nick, Aldridge is right. Like, when you look at this thing, I said it before, I'll say it again. Like, Chet and Jalen are going to get better. They're going to get better. And I think Chet will get much better, right? And SGA might get a little better.
Yeah.
His three-point shooting is already solid, but it probably will improve. And they'll be able to add if Dort has to, get paid and he's gone. They got Case and Wallace, Wright stepping in. Like, they will add the ancillary pieces around him. Now, he mentioned something that kind of got thrown. Houston and San Antonio, whether they get Giannis or not, is coming. Houston, should they get Giannis, oh my gosh. Now they're right there. So those are the two. And then you mentioned with Ant being ahead of the curve, Minnesota's not going anywhere. Memphis, maybe they'll get it together. I don't know. But it's not going to be easy, but they are set up. I
understand they're set up. My only pushback would be, I agree Jalen, Chet, and SGA are going to, get better and they're young and ascending. I think, Wild's earmuffs here.
No, don't say it.
That in the second apron era, a team that got rid of James Harden pre-aprons because they're not a luxury taxpayer, it is a little naive to assume, well, that team's they're young and you can pay them the most, therefore they're going. That's not.
It's hard to have three max guys.
Right, that's not the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
No.
What?
That's why they have the picks.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, yes.
Yeah. They're just valuable trade pieces, that's all.
All right, I'm going to the NFL for one of my favorite coaches, Ben Johnson, who met with the media.
What did Ben Johnson do to Wilds?
He insulted the Eagles and he decided to coach Caleb Williams.
No.
Wilds can't stand
it.
Ben Johnson
you
is
motivating
your
everybody.
Brock Purdy, the Knicks. That's Knicks Brock Purdy. Is your Ben Johnson.
What, has Ben Johnson been in the Super Bowl?
I'm just saying.
Did Ben Johnson walk off the field with the lead in the Super Bowl? All right. I'm putting Ben Johnson, I don't even know who I'm officially putting, the Bears body language on the Bud. It's just a Bears logo. Ben Johnson.
Then why'd you say
he's the
Ben
one that
Johnson?
brought it up. He's the one trying to clean it up.
He's
trying to clean it up.
Let him do his thing.
He's trying to clean up the Bears' body language.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Let's take a listen to Ben Johnson.
We talked it through. It's like, do we really want to, is this what we want to look like or not? And we come to an agreement, no, it's not. And okay, we learn from it and we move on to the next thing. So, it's body language is a huge thing. Demeanor. We don't want to be a palms up team where we're questioning every. No. That's, to me, that's a little bit of a sign of weakness, and we don't want to exhibit that from anybody on the team.
Okay, don't want to be a palms up team. Don't want to go out there looking like an emoji. Okay?
That's pretty.
That was a lot.
Not good.
He does the slide. He's like, no. That's too
He
much.
got hurt.
Did he miss the next series?
What? No, because he's tough.
That's exactly right. Can't do it. Don't do your face mask. Don't do that. Don't. I'm just saying. That is something
it's
from
pretty
Ben
bad.
Johnson that I appreciate him sharing. That being said, you have walked into the body language, the editors of my magazine, Body Language Experts Weekly. The editors will be watching closely now
For Ben?
for
No,
everything.
for Caleb.
And I don't think they had an issue in Detroit because you had Dan Campbell as the culture setter. I am now interested to see if Ben Johnson can also not only be an offensive mastermind, but also set the culture. We think that he's great at offense. I think the jury is out on how much of a culture he can set in Chicago, since mostly that's what we give credit for
of
Dan
course.
Campbell. I'm just going to say the first time things go wrong, and maybe it's a 4th and 1. And you decide not to do a tush push, and something doesn't work, you better just be stoic.
You better not be like.
You better not. Yes, you can't be a palms up team. You can't. Yeah.
Well, look,
We'll be watching.
I will say this, and look, I think Ben Johnson was a great hire. I like what he says in these press
me
conferences.
too.
And I don't. There is an air, right? It isn't. You probably got to admit it. There's an air of, I'm the smartest guy in the room.
Yes.
There is an
obviously.
air of that.
But it's not an error. It's an obvious.
But there's
he
not that with
exudes
Andy
it.
Reid.
No.
There was that with Belichick. Yes,
and
but-
there's sometimes that with Shanahan. There's different guys who have it to
Yeah.
a degree. But my issue is this isn't new. And this smug is what I would call it.
Yeah.
This smugness, he exuded so much that when we didn't know what his voice sounded like, I was like, that guy calls plays smugly. And you loved it. You loved it. And now that smugness got him a head coaching job, and you don't like it. I don't understand it. It's not like he changed. If you had to guess, having watched the types of plays they called in those circumstances, is he going to be an all shucks, woe is me guy, or is he going to be, yeah, I'm
I
smarter
told
than
you so.
everybody? Well, you would have guessed that.
I am
Brandon
interest-
Staley was like that, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
A little bit. I'm interested when, he would call his wacky plays, and oftentimes they would work. And if they didn't work, Dan Campbell would get out there on the front lines and take the bullets. And he's like, it was good plays. I'm interested to see. There's an element to me that thinks that Ben Johnson presents himself like, undefeated's on the board. I'm just saying.
No, look, I agree with Wild.
Yeah, I agree too.
But I'm interested to see
I'm
when
just
things
not
don't go
surprised
well.
by it. I agree with you.
It'll be
I'm just not surprised by it. And I'm not saying you're surprised by it either.
No,
I think he has presented himself that way.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Maybe he's going to be awesome. I
Yeah.
hope so.
You better be when you got that attitude.
Coming up next. Ooh, a special edition of our
think I can-
OTAs Roundup.
You think I can wear this as I'm walking to Penn
I
Station?
wouldn't. I wouldn't. You would
I
get
might not make
free
it.
tickets to the next game. More first things first after the break.